Is that it? Okay.
John, was it sort of easy for you to keep the same team that obviously was single?
Yeah, that's all we've got left. So, but I think that a more serious note is with a number of guys coming back from not having played for a while, some of them actually a little bit in a pre-season, so to try and get any form of cohesion and connection, it's important to try and get the same group out. So that's really the main purpose behind the selection.
John, just maybe for people who, when you say that those are the only guys left, maybe for people who might question that, seeing as the union has 150 odd players on contract,
yeah,
to say that these are the only left.
Yeah, I won't select under 19s, nor will I select under 20s.
Okay. So there's no other senior players.
No. And there's a big difference between Super Sport Challenge and Super Rugby. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
John, did you say a new goal or goals to the playoffs?
No. At the end of the day, we're still about becoming the best we possibly can. So our processes and our systems don't change. Ultimately, we'll just need to look to strengthen the club going forward. I guess the biggest challenge is that when you're bringing in your depth of your squad, the adaptation has been a little bit slower than expected, and I guess that's been the biggest challenge. And then you obviously got the mental load to manage of the test players that have come out of a grueling English series. So yeah, nothing changes. At the ultimate end of the day, we're still after being the best. Just because we've missed out on finals, we don't chuck out what we're good at. We've had 5 wins, and we've probably had six games that haven't gone our way closely. So if we'd nailed those, we'd be in a totally different position. So you've got to take the good with the bad, but it's not certainly about chucking out what we do, because there's a lot of things here that we do well, and ultimately at the end of the day, it's up to the athlete to make sure that he meets the standards.
John, you've been here now just over a year, and almost through a full rugby, Super Rugby season now with the Bulls and such. Looking forward though, where are the places that you need to strengthen and to change?
I'll leave that until we finish the season, but we certainly will be, and already you're well aware, we're actually talking to some world-class players, and we'll be bringing in world-class, not stock standard, not Curry Cup players. Well, I'm talking world-class players.
I'm just adding to that. Obviously, it's hunting season. How much are you involved? Are players going to be involved with contracting?
I don't deal with the numbers. That's irrelevant to me, the value, but the person's important to me, and what's also important is to make sure that the senior players are aware of who those players are as well, and that we build it together, not just in based on one person's opinion. So it's really important to make sure that we get the right person here if we are going to acquire. And it's also really important to manage expectations of other players who become in competition with those players, so that also needs to be dealt with at some point. And likewise, we've got a budget to run, so there's unfortunately the harsh realities of this industry is that some people need to be told that they no longer have a future as well because of performance, or the fact is that we're bringing in somebody better. So all those situations now become apparent.
Handré, from your side, just with 2 games remaining, is it a case of proving to yourselves first as a side that you guys are probably far better than your current situation now?
Yeah, I think it's just keep going with the process. We believe in the process, we trust it. We haven't gotten results, but we've been saying that since day one. We're not as a result-driven side. That's not going to determine our success. So of course you want to win every game, but you can't. So we're going to keep chasing the processes and keep trying to develop and become better players. It's 2 weeks, 2 opportunities to get a couple of wins and get the guys in good spirit before Curry Cup. So it's a great opportunity.
You feel as you guys have made that progress that you guys were looking at the beginning of the season, as compared to the sort of probably last 2 years?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's been big steps forward in certain departments. Certain departments we still lack, but we'll keep working on that. And that's it. Of course, the results doesn't show that, but we know as a squad and as a team that we've gone a long way forward this last few months.
John, when you won the first game of the season here, a lot of teams would have thought, okay, the Bulls at Loftus, a bit scary. Now the anything to go by, they'll fence themselves even here. What would you say has happened between that first match and this match on Saturday?
So you mean our first match in Buenos Aires? Or
No, your first match here, the first match of the season.
With the kids.
Against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, so I don't quite get your question, so can you please explain
No,
it
I'm
again?
saying, what would you say has gone wrong between then and now?
Nothing's gone wrong, we just haven't nailed 5 games or 6 games that were within our grasp. That's the only thing that's determined where we sit now. Yeah, so we fell short on 5, probably 6 occasions where we could have actually won the game. So that's why we sit here now talking about missing out on finals. So it could have easily been sitting at 10 wins at this point. Yeah. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we've suffered an enormous amount of injuries to experienced players, 8 injuries to forwards at long periods of time in the competition. So what that's telling you is that our depth in the club has not been good enough to be able to sustain and present ourselves at finals time.
John, is that the problem, coming back to the injuries? There's not enough depth, all things being equal. Hypothetically speaking, you could have won 11 games and be in a different position. Or is it attributable to the conditioning of players or something else?
I think it's something that every South African team suffers. We do not have squads that are entirely Super Rugby quality, and until we create a side that is totally Super Rugby quality, until we do that, then we'll present ourselves a chance to win this tournament. I think we're guessing and thumb sucking to think that we can win this tournament of magnitude, and the amount of games that we have to play. To go 8 weeks after second bye, next year 12 weeks after second bye, to just rely on a handful of world-class players and Super Rugby quality players, it's a joke. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you're putting young men into situations that they're not ready for. So that's just the realities of what we have. So and it talks in the scoreboard.
John, but will that ever change? I mean, if you see the amount of players and I know it's a financial thing more than anything else, players moving overseas and stuff. Would that ever change? Would you ever get to a point where you feel you can have that squad that you...
Definitely. It's all about changing your model and focusing on quality rather than just quantity, and making sure that there's a definite focus on your top flagship team in your club. And ultimately, when you do invest in juniors, you try and get a return on your juniors, so you're far more accurate in that acquisition as well, and you're not just focusing on volume, so that you can actually keep a top quality side together for longer periods of time. We understand the challenges of Europe, but there's still a lot of young men here who love the lifestyle here, love being close to their families, and they're also younger and they want to play for their countries for a lot longer. There's plenty of time still to go overseas and earn money. Let's create an environment and a culture where we change our model that suits that definitely can be achieved.
Quite a bit of criticism about the surprising kicking game we played against the Sunwolves. Will we see that again on Saturday, or will you play a more elusive game again?
I see you're criticising the kicking game, yeah?
The supporters I saw on social media, the supporters didn't like the kicking game.
Oh, okay.
Quite a lot.
95% humidity, 36 degrees, playing in Durban, pre-season. I mean, it was just strategic, I should say.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we just thought that would bring us results. Now, that did bring us results. We just didn't bring our bargain in defence. Yeah. So, yeah.
And what do you make of, I mean, the Jaguars posed a question to John, they didn't play so well as the Pumas, but it seems as if they've lost nothing of what they were before the June break.
Yeah, tough side to play against. It's always a scrap. You gotta pitch up physically. You gotta be ready for them, and you've got to take your opportunities. You're not going to get that much, I think. So they're going to come with some stuff. They're going to have a lot of confidence. They're going to be playing with confidence, and a side with confidence is dangerous, but it's also a side that can be stopped. So it's up to us to stop them this weekend. We've got a few plans in place, but it's going to come down to executing, and my biggest thing is going to be pitching up physically and stopping them in the game line.
Has it surprised you how they've almost altered the game from being the disruptive side and being disciplined to actually playing some constructive rugby and actually being positive.
Yeah, I must say, since they're 15 guys on the field, they're much more effective than 14. But it's honestly, really, they've sorted out a lot of disciplinary stuff, not just from cards and stuff. It's like the way they play. They're much more disciplined in what they want to do, so got to commend them on that. But we're ready for them, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Handré, obviously, it's not that individual battles don't really matter in a team sport, but your opposite numbers, the kingpin, John said it earlier this week as well, he's their key man.
Yeah, for sure. He's a brilliant rugby player. Got a lot of respect for him. Always keeps us very busy. So looking forward to another 80 minutes going against him. It's going to be fun.
How heartwarming is it for you to hear John speak about bringing in world-class players? Because one looks at the success of the Bulls in the past, is that 80% of the side that won Super Rugby were guys who were internationals. For you as a player to hear that?
No, it's awesome. If you can strengthen the side, if we can benefit from it as a club and as a team, it's great. We want to go forward. We want to get results. We've been working hard for quite a few years now and just been not getting any results. So if some guys can come in, some world-class players, and they can make a difference and take us forward to the next step, I'm very excited to hear that.
From that point,
Yes.
how do you balance the long-term plan of developing young players? Obviously, you have to develop young players also for the long term and bringing in world-class players. Is it about, on the short term, is it about winning, the pressure about winning?
No, ultimately we still have a process. So it doesn't matter whether you're an experienced player or a younger player. We're asking the athlete to be more development focused rather than selection focused. So it's also how we integrate the youth a lot quicker in the program. So I'll certainly be moving into the junior side of the program during Currie Cup to make sure that we replicate what we're doing at senior level and making sure that our under-19s get an appreciation of the type of high-speed game that we want to play, and likewise give the under-21s. And as those guys progress and cream rises to the top, we can then accelerate them into the senior program a lot quicker rather than leaving them immersed just in their age group. So yeah, there's definitely still plans to not just be totally focused at top end, but I think our model can account for less numbers and making sure that we get a return on that investment at senior level.
And any calls from Johannesburg or Durban? You guys are kingmakers in the next 2 weeks. Who wins the conference?
Nah, we're just going to focus on our plan and try to execute that as best we can.
Control the controllables.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Jim.